I just want to say to all of you here that I don't think I'm old enough to be at a 30-year reunion.
I hosted a reunion for the class of 1956, and the one lady that came on, I mean, there were 8 in the class and 8 people joined, and the one lady came on and she said to me, "You've made a mistake. These are all old people." Shame.
It's happening.
We've got about 100 people that have joined. Let's see how many actually come on. It'll be quite exciting. Hello, Laurie.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. It's
Oh, you
very
got
late.
you got the Australian twang.
Do I?
You
I
do.
don't think so. I'm not sure how many of my Aussie counterparts are going to be joining in. It's a bit late here, so
I know.
I'm
I usually
hoping
ask the Aussies if they'd like to go first. And it's so funny.
yeah, I mean, I think, sorry, I'm just trying to sort out my stuff here. I think
I always ask the Aussies to go first because it's very late there. And they're the ones that stay on the longest. I'm always like so proud.
Really? Oh, wow. No, I think it's I think I want to hear from everyone as opposed to the Aussies that I see here all the time.
I know, it's exciting.
How many people are joining?
100 have registered, so I'm not sure how many are going to join because I've been seeing people saying, "Sorry, I'm not going to make it."
Okay.
I am recording it, so we will send everybody it tomorrow. Andy Toka, I see your name.
Yeah.
Andy Toka, I see your name. Oh. I had tried to record this on YouTube, but I keep hearing myself 3 times over, so I've just stopped it. But we'll record. Shawnee, can you hear us?
I can, yeah. I've just got a phone, so I can't really figure out what's happening.
Yeah, we can see you. So do you only see the person speaking? Because then if you scroll to the side,
I can only see you.
If you scroll to the side, you should be able to see more people.
Got you. Stupid me.
No.
Okay.
It's because I've done this a million times. Hello, Gavin. Hello, Neil. Hello, Lauren.
Hello.
Carmel, sorry, I kept you in the waiting room.
It's okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Gav Manashi, you're looking good. It doesn't look like you've aged a day.
Hello, guys.
Hello. All right.
Hey, Gav.
Lots of faces I haven't seen in a long time.
Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Am I the only one smoking?
I'm recording this so I can send it to everybody
I
tomorrow.
know.
I see. Take care. Hello, everyone.
We're on 26,
How many are you expecting?
about 100,
Oh,
or
wow.
just under, because a couple of people have said they can't come.
And for Thursday, how many are we expecting?
We're on about 35. We don't want more than 30, so don't reply. Now that's supposed to give you FOMO, and then you're supposed to reply.
How many
Is
were
Tally
in the
coming
year
with
group?
you, Mark?
It's not going to make it. I don't think so, Gil. I'll let you know, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Is that a Laurie
Gil,
Ellis?
I've got you as attending.
How many were in our year group, Gila?
About 230.
Just been locked at my house.
Who said that?
Shani. Sorry.
Shani, where are you?
I'm representing Perth,
Uh-huh.
but I can't really get into house. I'm stuck outside.
Oh, great.
So good to see everyone. What's the earliest and latest in the world that we are at in terms of everyone else? Where they are in the world?
I'm at 8 p.m.
You're 11 o'clock, Sydney. Yeah, it's late.
Bedtime.
Opens in the house.
Good day. Doctor. We need some names here. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Brad.
How are you boys? Jesus.
Hello, Jode.
I think it's been like 30 years or something.
So guys, we haven't seen
Yeah.
Lots of grey hair, no hair.
Hey, man. Glad you
Look at
included
yourself,
yourself,
Robbie.
eh?
Etty, I'm glad to see you joined. I see your name here somewhere.
That's what I said.
Jono Shapiro, you haven't replied for Thursday night.
Oh, Jonah.
Yeah.
It's like school. You're getting
Yes.
shat on like school, but
But it's like being at home.
I see Bonnie joining. Hello, Bonnie.
The mighty Shabalala.
Hi, Shirley. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. So fun to be here.
I'm so glad you joined. Ronen's not coming on Thursday night because he's going away. Ronen, how's that for being picked on?
I'm going to report you for bullying.
is anyone not from Joburg coming on Thursday?
Anyone not from Joburg? Coming.
Any Cape Townians or anything?
De lo que es el combustible para los particulares y no.
Hello, Lee.
Gila.
Hi, Lee.
David Joffe, I love the Portuguese in the background there. I expected you to call us from a submarine
thank you very much.
or a destroyer.
No ways. I've left the Navy right now. I'm in Santiago de Chile on the way to Valparaiso to get on a cruise.
Thanks.
To the end of the world and then to Buenos Aires.
30, not 50.
Yeah, 30.
David
let's
Sassoon, I'm so
see.
glad you joined.
Oh, I get it on. Yeah. We went to 50th last weekend.
Dave, Jenks, and Rich. I just went to watch my son. He played an old boys cricket match versus the first team. Cricket at
Hey,
the
no,
school.
no,
I
let's
went to
come
watch.
out.
I asked him why they
Like,
didn't invite me.
You guys
It was the old boys,
are
not the old boys.
only reason I'm going up.
Could still teach them something, bro.
You're too good for them, Ramis.
Um,
Jesus. Romberg, Australia needed an opening batsman today, like you. Jesus. All
Brad, I
right.
was. This is what still. I think. If I played, I think I would have broke my shoulder or something on the field today when I was one of the kids playing.
You could have done better. She got rolled.
We Sappers weren't upset with that.
You said
Yeah,
a trend, Ramis. They're all wearing helmets these days. They never used to. Other than
Exactly.
Shawnee, you've been allowed back in.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, Shira. Hey, Dave. I'm trying to figure out who else is here.
We're at about halfway. Clinton, Raylene saw your brother the other day in London.
Is my brother in London?
No, Raylene was. David, how's Sarah?
No, she's good. Thanks. Sorry, my camera's not working. I don't know why, but she's good. Thank you.
Do you want to log out and come back in and see if it works then?
I did it already, but I'll try again
shame.
just now. I apologize to everyone. I'm sure you'd like to see me.
We do. Ivan Diamond, hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, everyone. So nice to see people I haven't seen for 30 years.
Ivan, will you go and speak to the embassy because I'm struggling to get my visa?
Sure.
Thanks.
Are you coming in May?
I am with Raylene, yeah, 17th of May.
Amazing.
Can't wait.
Toronto, eh?
Mm.
Yep.
Bless you, Andy.
As far as I remember, there are a lot of folks on the school who want to watch a 4 o'clock soccer game. Am I right, James?
Can I say hi to Etty? Hello, my love. Everybody's surname has changed. I've got no idea who anybody is.
Even the men.
Oh, some of you. Some of you. It's just I'm trying to figure it out on a little phone. It's pretty hard. Andy. Lauren. Dad, it's enough. Sorry, if you hear me screaming, it's at my kid. How do I mute myself?
Yuffie.
Hello, Ramis. Good morning.
Your maths was never good. It's afternoon, yeah, but your maths was never good.
Maybe it was my study partner's fault.
Too much table tennis and soccer in between.
You can never do too much of that. How was the cricket game this morning?
Yeah, it was fun to watch. Huh? All boys clapped it.
I expect nothing less. Can you still see the ball?
I didn't invite me. The wrong player.
What did he score?
It's your son.
This is as awkward as a first date. Everybody's just being quiet, like looking at each other. Who do we miss out on at school?
Everyone's just in shock.
I was in first days.
Yeah, I just put up. I'm too young for this.
Yeah.
I think we'll start in about 5 minutes.
John, hello.
Ratu.
Hello, Brett.
Okay, turn your video on.
Okay, while everyone's so quiet and listening, I'm going to start the Zoom. All right, they're like rules and regulations that go with the Zoom. There are 53 of you, and if somebody's speaking and you interrupt, it means that the person speaking gets cut off. The Zoom's going to go as follows. I'm going to say hello, which I'm busy with. Then I'm going to ask some people to say hello, tell us something about yourself, where you are, what you've done, maybe something funny about when you were at school. And then you can either nominate the next person or I will call on another person. And then I've got a tiny little presentation to show you. Each person gets 2 to 3 minutes to speak. Raylene Tradonsky, who's the executive director of the King David Foundation, is also online, and she will tell you something about the foundation. She too gets 2 to 3 minutes to speak and then gets cut off. So once Raylene's finished speaking, then everybody else will still have a little turn, and it's fun. It works. So let's start.
It's time for Animaniacs, and we're zany to the max. So just sit back and relax, you'll laugh when you can laugh. We're Animaniacs. Come join the...
All right. Anybody like to go first, or should we hear from, I think let's hear a little bit from Craig Trope. He unfortunately can't be with us because he's in transit, but he did send us a little video clip.
Hi, Craig Trope here from Melbourne, Australia. Sorry I couldn't attend the Zoom reunion. I've been in Melbourne for 22 years, married. I've got 3 kids, 3 boys, aged 14, 16 and 18. 2 are still at school. My 18-year-old is in Israel on the awesome program. Currently a partner at PKF Digital, and wishing you all success and good health in the future.
Who would like to go first? And I'm not going to just call on you. Ronen, hi.
I knew you were going to pick me.
Of course I was.
So a funny thing that I was remembering that when we chose prefects, because my surname begins with an A, I was the first one to find out that I wasn't a prefect. But I've dealt with that baggage. It's actually lucky to see everyone, and I was actually reflecting on school, and I think for me, although it seems like 30 years ago, some things feel like yesterday, and some things feel irretrievable. Like it's almost hard to remember at least 30% of the people. And so I guess that just speaks about like how near and far things are. And when I reflect back on my time at King David, I think it was an amazing time for me. I don't remember any specific achievements. I think I was a late bloomer. I think all good things happened after school, but I think it was a good seeding ground. And whatever I didn't get right at school, I seem to have got right through my kids. They seem to be shooting the lights out. So it's really great to see everyone. Just some background is I run a marketing agency focusing on youth. I also help leaders get to the bottom of their stuff using some interesting tools. And yeah, I've got 3 kids. I'm in my 2nd marriage and happy.
Awesome. Oh, hey.
Thanks, Ronen. Richard Pierce, you're up.
Oh, thanks, guys. Well, kind of strange since I was asked to leave the school before I finished matric with you guys. Moved to Australia in 2019. Had a business in Joburg called Totally Kosher. Was supplying pretty much everyone with kosher food, pushing boundaries there. Got married to Danny Herman. We have a beautiful little girl, Rebecca. Now working as a chef manager for a company called TriCare, pretty much running about 6 different operations for them. It's good fun. Very different lifestyle to what it was like in Joburg, chasing criminals and patching them all up, and just enjoying life. And it's great seeing pretty much everyone on the screen. It's really bringing a couple of tears seeing everyone. Won't lie.
I'm glad
Good
you
to see
joined
there,
us.
thank you.
I'm going to ask David Batello to speak next because I'm scared that he loses
Hey.
signal.
Hey,
Sorry,
Josh.
Richard, were you not done? I apologize.
No, all done. All done.
David?
Can you hear me? Hi, everybody. Anyway, since you guys last saw me, I left the lady, got divorced. I'm now getting ready to get married for the 2nd time to the most amazing girl ever met, and anybody can ever know. She's sitting right next to me. She's blushing right now. So it's amazing. Getting off on a cruise.
David froze. David, all right. Let's come back to David. Would any of the Australians like to speak? Because I know that it's quite late. Just put your hand up. If you want to speak, just do that.
What?
Gary Newfield, hello.
Good evening. Hi, everyone. Gary Newfield here from Sydney. I have been living here for almost 20 years. I'm married. I have 3 boys, the oldest of whom is doing matric this year. I'm very fortunate in that I'm healthy, I'm happy, I've got a pretty good life. There are faces here who I haven't seen in 30 years, and there are faces who I saw only yesterday. And I'm pretty happy that most of my friends from school are still friends to this day. I think that's something special that King David gave all of us. I was trying to think of anything funny that I remembered from school, and the only thing that really popped into my head was an exam we wrote in standard 7 in one of the small classrooms above the hostel. And I don't remember who the invigilator was to this day, but I do remember amidst the silence of the exam, the invigilator walking up and down the aisle, and unfortunately broke some loud wind. And the desk in the corner started to shake. The desk was occupied by Lucian Schifrin, and Lucian had a really big laugh. And from that, the whole class descended into complete mayhem. It's a memory that I still have to this day, which I think of quite fondly, because when Lucian decided to move a desk, it really moved. So I hope everyone here is healthy and happy. I wish you all great success for the next 10 years, and hopefully we see you all back here then.
We're actually going to be in Sydney in October, so maybe we can do a get together then. I think we're in October on the 12th. Sydney on the 12th of October, so maybe we can arrange a get together then. David, have you got signal again? Because then let's go back to you.
Okay, yeah, so I've got signal, yeah, and that was basically the story. Great memories from the school, great memories from the hostel. Good to see everybody again. And before I get cut off, I'm going to hand it over. Cheers.
Thank you so much. How's it, Brett?
Hello, Gilla.
How are you, Brett?
I'm lovely, and how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Am I next?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to look at everyone and try to see what I can remember of each and every one. And I got to be honest, there's a lot that I remember and there's a lot that I can't remember. So first of all, hello, everybody. It's only been 30 years since we were at school together, quite mad. It's unbelievable how quick time goes. I'm sure wherever you are in the world, it's good. So good to get together like this. For me, I have 4 children. I've got 2 boys. They are 19 and 17. And then I've got 2 girls that are 15 and 13. And my oldest boy now studies in Israel at IDC in Herzliya. My second boy is doing matric. And my 2 girls are in grade 7 and grade 9. Proudly, I can tell you, the Levies finally got 3 A's in matric last year. Jaden got them all. The rest of us were working on D's and C's, and traditionally D's and maybe a few E's. I'll tell you a funny story is my mother came to me many years ago. She found a box with all my report cards. So I thought, great, I'm going to take them home and then I'm going to show them to my kids and we're going to compare. And then I don't know what came over me, but I thought best I have a look at them before I get home and show it to them. And I opened them, and the best remark I got was, "You are an absolute failure. You got no chance." And I thought best that I lose the box and never show them the report card. So that's one of my memories from school. Other than that, very similar to Renan, actually, I have great memories of King David. King David was great to me. It was great to who I became afterwards as well. I think it was a great stepping stone. I'm proudly still quite involved with King David, so I still try do my little bit with King David. And, it's great to see what's coming through King David. It's still a great school for those of you that have been living abroad in different countries. King David, is still doing a great job with bringing Jewish tradition into a lot of our kids. Obviously, good education. The sports is a little bit down. We're trying to get the sports up, but for the rest of it, it's doing good. And yeah, still living in South Africa. I have a company called Blue Label Telecoms, and you know, South Africa has been really good to me and good to my family, and get to travel a bit to all the countries that you guys are in, and seen a couple of you over the years. The embarrassing part for me, I was in Israel not so long ago I went there for July last year for holidays, and I had a bat mitzvah there, and walked into the bat mitzvah, and I said hello to everyone. They said, "Gee, so you're here for the bat mitzvah?" They said, "No, we've been living here for 12 years. So I think the biggest thing is we have no idea who's immigrated and when you went. So, you know, and how many of you have gone. So, you know, the rest of us are keeping the lights on here. It's not too bad here in South Africa. Actually, we're not keeping the lights on. That's a lie. We can keep fuck all on in this country, right? Nothing. But other than that, all good. Looking forward to this week where whoever's coming to catch up in person over a good sloppy Joe and Beacon Bites. Look forward to having that with a couple of tequilas with you. And for the rest of you, all the best to you and your families. Nice to see most of us settled down, most of us had kids, and the circle continues. And I just happen to be looking at someone directly on my screen who's Haley Eber. Jesus, hells! I haven't seen you forever.
Good morning,
well,
sir.
I haven't seen any of you forever, but how are you? But anyway, we'll have that at the end. So great to see you all, and wish you everything you wish yourselves, guys.
Brett, your little boy, your Zach, is actually in the same year as my Lexi.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
I promise you he's not as bad as me.
I've told her, anyone with the surname of Levy, run in the opposite direction.
Just avoid them at all costs, whatever you can do.
No shame. Mark Romberg, come, you a chatty, chat away for us, come. See you Thursday, Brett.
See you Thursday.
Hello, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's really good to see everyone. I think those of us in Joburg, I'm still in Joburg. I think it's, you know, we still stay, I mean, see quite a few of the guys here, and it's always great to catch up. And even those that are overseas, it's like, you know, I think the school bonds that we created at school were unbelievable, that we've remained very close to many of the school friends that I had. I always say Kindavid was my only school from first day nursery school to last day matric, so can't compare it to anything else. Yeah, also like Brett, I got kids at the school, so I've got 3 kids. My oldest matriculated 2 years ago, and he's now back from a gap year, and he's going to start studying at Wits this year. And my twins are in matric with Zach and some other and heirs and all that. So it's actually quite funny because quite a few of us have got kids who are similar ages now going through the Kindavid system, and it's great to see, yeah, them go through it and what we enjoyed. So it's really, you know, a lot of those memories when you go back to the school, and I was there this morning, come back, and the 2 memories I had in Betty, one was this morning I was chatting to someone about our one cricket game against Randburg, and they had a batsman called Zander de Bruin who was quite good, and Brett, who was usually a slow batter, decided to come charging in at him and bowled for a long run up. And Betty, I don't know if we were fetching the hockey field or the nursery on the other side of the hockey field where Zander was hitting us into her.
I think they're still looking for some of those cricket balls, Marky.
I think they're still looking for those balls. But I still remember the charging run up, you know, from Brett. And then I don't know, the other story I thought about when I thought about it. Ronen, that zami we made, the one Friday at school, that meat and chili zami. I don't know, we had some Mr. Ghost, we wanted to create a big zami with one of the teachers, whatever. And remember someone dared us, Ronen, to eat like 2 teaspoons of hot chili. Well, it wasn't the smartest thing we did at school, but we got through it. So some great memories from school, some great times. As I 3 kids, married, and yeah, worked at Investec for 20 odd years, still there. And yeah, happy, all good in Joburg, SA. So awesome to see everyone. Great to see faces we haven't seen in, as I 30 years, and really looking forward to Thursday and Friday morning and catching up properly with guys who we haven't maybe seen as much of. So excited to see all those who are coming this week. Thanks, Kiddo, for arranging.
Pleasure. Malcolm Block, you were my buddy during the last reunion. You put all the glances together and everything. How
How's
are
it, guys?
you?
Thank God, all good, and yourselves?
Good.
Great to see everybody on Zoom. Sorry, I've stepped away from a family lunch. I wouldn't miss this for the world. Great to see everybody. And yeah, everything's going nicely here in South Africa, except obviously for our electricity. But happily married, this was our 23rd year of marriage, to Ricky Nathan. Also went through King David. 3 kids, one 19, Ashley, she's studying in London. My boy Ruben is in grade 11. They call him the fridge. He's enormous and he's trying out for first team rugby. He's got the announcing teams tomorrow. So let's see if he makes it. And little Frankie's in grade 7, she's 12. And yeah, happy and healthy. Trying hard here in South Africa. I've run my own company called Live Green Electronics for the last 7 years. And we supply electronics and appliances and furniture to hotels and B&Bs and student accommodation. And yeah, really good, having fun. Yeah, obviously lots of great memories from King David. I must say, I loved my time at King David from Form 1 all the way through. I loved being part of every single production where we set up microphones and played music and the fashion shows and doing the voiceovers for them, and obviously the glances and the whole school cheering before each glance. It really made us feel fantastic. Myself and Richard Uriah, we had really fantastic times together. And yeah, I bumped into mates. I'm still very friendly with Elan Jerk. I'm sorry that he's not here. It was his birthday. I'm sure he's feeling a little bit under the weather after that. And I see Gavin Gailey. I rent some space from him, and great to see him every couple of days. And yeah, it's so awesome to see faces I haven't seen for a long time. And it looks like everybody's well, and I wish you guys Soka and Brocha and all the best to everybody.
Thanks, Malcolm. Daniel Schwab, how are you doing?
Hey, very good, Gila. Thanks for organizing this. This is really incredible.
Only my pleasure. I'm so glad you joined.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have missed it for the world. So I think we had the last one 10 years ago. I was there in person. So it's great to see everybody. Yeah, so just a quick update on me. I've been living in Israel for almost 28 years. Did a lot of traveling, business to South Africa, back and forth. So I feel like I'm still connected very much to the community and to the school. And I have 7 children. My oldest is 24. After the army, I have 2 others. One has finished the army, another is still in the army. He's a commander, just received a commandership in the medical corps. Yeah, and my youngest is 10, so a boy and 6 girls. So they've definitely kept me busy. Recently divorced. 3 years ago, I got divorced, and I've been running a renewable energy business, developing renewable energy projects and software development. And yeah, it's been an incredible journey. Certainly, my choice living in Israel, certainly, the roots started at King David. So the impact on my life has been incredible. And all the friendships, all the people that I see today on the call, it's just wonderful to see everybody. And some of you have, we've kept quite a close connection despite the distance and the years. For me, the ups and downs of life, certainly the strength that I've been able to develop has certainly, the roots come from not just family, of course, but the friends that I made at King David. And there's a couple of us, I think, we don't know anything else. I started at King David at the age of 3. I was at the nursery school there all the way to matric. I think there's a few of us. I think Clinton Baynard is another one. But for us, King David is family. King David is everything. So I'm just so grateful to what the school gave me, and the friendships, and the school, the teachers, the headmasters, and yeah, every day, the impact of King David is felt. So yeah, it's great to see everybody. Hopefully we'll see you in person, perhaps in Israel. If I do get back to South Africa, well, definitely would like to definitely keep in touch. So love to everybody and wishing you lots of health.
Daniel, we're actually coming to Israel in September. Okay, so
Amazing.
so I don't have to tell everybody. We're going to LA, New York, Toronto, Israel, London, and Sydney, and then obviously Joburg. So we will be coming to a city near you, and then we can like all get together at it. We bring in Nick Rabinovitz. It's going to be quite a lekker jaw. And
Yeah, I saw that. I'm very excited about that, Nick. I love Nick's stuff. So thanks for
he is
arranging
so
that.
funny.
Would love to be part of that. Yeah.
Good. So we'll be at you in September in Tel Aviv. I know that it's late in Oz, and I know that there's some functions around everywhere. So if you would like to speak next, because we'd hate you not to speak, will you put your hand up? Nobody. Jody, how's it?
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good, thanks. Gaza, thanks for coming for the tequila, mate. So, guys, I left Joburg in '99. I'm still in touch with a fair lot of you, and we do, as per Gillis pie chart, have 25% somewhere down under, of whom I see a lot of you at times. Bretty, I know I see you down under when you visit, but never mind your report card. I remember Manette Jacobson hauling your ass and your bag out of accountancy class and saying to you, you are going to be a good for nothing. Remember that?
I remember that, and I did nothing wrong. That's what I tell my kids every day. Just deny everything.
She's still, yeah.
She's still teaching?
Yeah.
God help them.
I see. I
I've got a
see
few.
her when I go to the school.
Do you
and
see
she
her?
gives me that look, and I give her that look, and we both know what we're looking at.
Right. I hope you told her you've done well as a good for nothing, and just give her that wink. I've got a few funny memories. I mean, I know you all know who were in my class, but we had Lucian Schifrin and Tony Senior. And I think it was the English teacher, could her name have been Grunstein? And anyway, she kicked them out the class. Her fatal error was kicking out those two together at the same time, because next thing we had the windows up above, and the next thing you saw Tony Senior on top of Lucian's shoulders, going up and down the windows, up and down, and she was oblivious to it. And we all saw this, and we were just, none of us, there went English class. The other one I remember was Osha Asher, I think was our math teacher. And we moved the entire projector, every desk, everything out into the courtyard. And when he came to the class to teach us, the whole class was outside. That didn't go down very well either. Anyway, I've got many, many memories, but I left in '99, went to London, have been in Australia 20 years now. And I've got two boys. I'm divorced in a very good amicable divorce. My oldest son's 14, my youngest one's 10. I run my own finance company, and as a sidekick, I support my sister from another mister, the one and only Romy Gish, and the two of us are making waves in the disability sector. Romy can talk more about that. Still great to have her by my side since we're 4 years old in Benoni, and nothing's changed. Everything's great, and it's just great to see you all, and enjoy Thursday all being together face to face.
Thank you, Jody. Jason Silverstone, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for calling me out. So I've been 16 years in Sydney now, and married with two kids, both at Jewish school here, and have fond memories of King David. But you know, at these days, it takes quite a while to actually think and get the brain firing. So it's quite something to actually remember things from 30 years ago. But a few of the stories that I was thinking of are shared by others. So Lucian Schifrin breaking into fits of laughter is something I don't think anyone could forget, because the whole class started rumbling and the whole class was in fits of laughter within 2 seconds. I think Ronen and his kharif sandwiches, and we all paid the price for those kharif sandwiches with lots and lots of chili in them. We were paying for them, paying for that for days. There are lots and lots of memories, but just wanted to say hi to everyone, and it's good to see everyone, all looking a little older and wiser, but all hopefully in good health, and I wish you all the best from Sydney.
Thanks, Jason.
One more story.
Yeah.
I see David Sassoon, bottom left. So Mrs. Peak always said, David Sassoon, you're late, you're late. So that's my memory of David. So good to see you, Dave.
Brad Milner, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. So yeah, it's getting late on the island here, and we're all hitting our 50s, and we've got to get to bed at some stage. It's not easy getting up. It's great to see everyone's face. I mean, there's a lot of us over here in Sydney, and I do keep up with all the old school friends, which is great. Yeah, fond memories. So yeah, I've been out of South Africa a long time, 27 years in Australia and Sydney. Married with 2 kids, a radiologist here. Married also an ex-South African, as you do, ex-King Davidian. All got very fond memories of school and loved it. And I hope our kids can have that same kind of thing where they grew up, because I think we had a special bond. Maybe it's a Jewish thing, but I think the school was also special for a lot of us. It would be nice to see Lucy and Schifrin, because I couldn't think of many things to think about. Specific. There were so many stories, and you tell your kids to do as I say, don't do as I do. And I remember from school having a very special place in my heart for Schnorrer's Corner. We used to take burgers up the fire hydrant outside the science classes, and we all, like 10 people, used to just have their burgers because everyone wanted an ops of their burgers. And Lucian had a very good way of not share. He would go to the one side of the tuck shop and get the burger with the mincemeat, go to the other side and get a cheese roll, and mix them in front of the ladies, to their horror, in the front of the queue. And then everyone was like, no, not going to have that cheeseburger. Thanks, Lucian. So yeah, fond memories, and nice to see you all. And yeah, still remember quite a few faces. Yeah, and enjoy the reunion.
Thanks, Brad. Andy Toker, Miller, how's it?
Muted.
There we go.
Help if I unmute myself. How's it, everybody? So Andy Miller Toker, married with 3 children, my oldest being 22, studying at UCT, and then my middle one is also out of school studying. He is 19 and my daughter is 16. So yeah, I actually do have quite a few funny memories, of which one of them, I don't know which guys, which were in his class, but I don't know if anyone remembers poor Mr. Diaga. And I don't know, I can see, I know you, Brett, and I don't know if you remember this one time where...
Let me tell you, remember Mr. Diaga, Andy. Anyone who was in, remember it used to go education, EDUC were like the smart ones, AT were like almost smart, and then ION, they had to accept us because we were Jewish, right? Anyone who was in those last 3 had Mr. Diaga.
But do you remember what you guys did to him?
I do.
Messed with his brain. I think you guys sent him out of the school having a nervous breakdown, the poor oak, because what you did was you kept switching the lights on, and as you put the lights on, you guys started humming. And you went...
Yeah, that's about right.
Lights off, and then the humming stopped. But I think you guys were having a nervous breakdown. That's my one memory. My other beautiful memory actually was Lance Nurik and I directing the Purim play, of which Dean Kirkle, I remember we had to paint you black and we called you Sophie. Died you
That will go down well.
What? I think Gil or Ved was Haman. So yeah, I have some really great memories from you guys. I came from Potch. I was the country girl who arrived in Form 1, not knowing anybody. I was the Chattis of the year. And when I started reading a paragraph in Afrikaans, I remember everyone turning around, looking at me as if to say, what rock has she crawled out from underneath? Because I was a proper chattas. But yeah, beautiful memories from King David, and yeah, nice to see everybody.
Thanks, Andy.
And I have to apologize. I have to myself just now. I've got a meeting at for Hadracha for my daughter. So I think Lee also is going to be running off just now.
David Bulchitz, how are you doing?
Good. Greetings to everyone. It's great to be here and to see you all. I'm a professor of fundamental rights and constitutional law at the University of Johannesburg and also at the University of Reading in the United Kingdom. I work on issues related to poverty, on the responsibilities of businesses in relation to fundamental rights, on issues of animals and various other things. And I've just written a book that came out last year. My life kind of changed when I did an academic conference. I met my husband-to-be in 2018, and we are now married for 3 years. We just celebrated our 3-year Jewish anniversary, so that was really nice. And that led me to now be part of the year in the UK and part of the year in South Africa. So I'm currently actually in the UK. I'm a little bit gutted because I'm actually due to return next week. And when I saw this, the reunion is going to be this week, it was a real pain, but you know, I've got teaching commitments and various other things. Yeah, I look forward to seeing some of you. If you're in the UK or in South Africa, it would be lovely to connect again. And yeah, just a funny memory was also actually related to what Andy said about a prank. Some of you will remember from the U class, and Mr. Asher was a maths teacher. And there was quite a sophisticated prank that was played where there was kind of like a string that was created to go behind a board and to pull up like a sort of a poster, which would say, put up your hand behind the teacher, and everyone would put up their hand or clap. And so this took a while to put together. I think it was Stephen Garr, if I'm not mistaken, who did it. And ultimately, the one day on a nominated time, this was done, and he was completely confused. He couldn't understand what was going on, why everyone was doing things in a synchronized way. And it was a very kind of hilarious prank. He kind of gave us all a kind of, I think, a detention together, but then kind of saw the fun of the matter at the end of the day. So yeah, and lovely memories, and wishing you all the best. And yeah, hope to see some of you in different parts of the world. Cheers.
Shame, David, sorry that it wasn't a week later. Oi. Okay, I've got one more little video to show you, so I hope you enjoy.
Day came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away. He was talking for I knew it, and as it grew, he said, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know when we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, my son turned 10 just the other day. Said thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay, and he walked away and smiled and he said, you know, I'm gonna be like him, yeah. You know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know when we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, it came from college just the other day. Some
son's retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids are the boo, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you.
Now I'd like to ask Raylene Trodonsky to say something for 3 minutes.
Thanks, Gil. So Gila gives me a strict 3 minutes. I promise not to keep you, but it's wonderful to see so many faces, some of whom I recognize. So welcome, everybody. I always start with a huge shout out to Gila Glazer, my left and right hand, for arranging these reunions. They don't just happen. It's hours and hours of work in the background. So thank you, Gil, for all the time and effort. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Raylene Trodonsky. I run the King David Schools Foundation. And for many years, I've traveled with Elliot Wolf, meeting some of you in far-flung places. We run reunions to reconnect with Davidians all over the world. I don't know if for those of you who were here on early, we've just had our first 60-year reunion. People have been out of school for 60 years. Can you believe that? So it's just a wonderful way to reconnect with people, to tell them what's still happening in our schools, and to keep them connected with one another. What else do we do besides run reunions? Well, we work very hard at fundraising to keep our schools excellent. So for those of you who don't know, and I see that there are many on this Zoom that actually do not live in South Africa, today King David is a very proud community school. We do not turn any Jewish child away because of financial need. And unfortunately, because of the demographics in South Africa and the fact that our public schools are already, unfortunately, in crisis, King David is the de facto school. So we have the biggest percentage of Jewish kids in our Jewish day schools, probably anywhere in the world. And we currently have about 3,000 children in our schools, of which over 500 receive financial assistance to be in our schools. So we work really hard, just going to Davidians who've had the privilege of a King David, and to say to them, if you had the privilege of a King David, and wherever you find yourself in the world now, if you are in the wonderful position that you are able to give back, please will you help us? School fees today are 176,000 Rand per annum per child for grades 9 to 12, approximately $10,000 US. And that is out of reach of many, many middle-class parents. So if there is anyone on the Zoom who would like to contribute either a scholarship or as little as $18 a month, 18 Rand a month, we have tax-deductible facilities in almost every country in the world. Reach out to us, we'll tell you how to do it. And then just before I end, as Gila alluded to, this year is 75 years of King David Schools, established in 1948, the same year as the State of Israel. And we're coming to celebrate. We're bringing hilarious comedian Nick Rabinovitz, we're bringing South African treats, and we hopefully are bringing you all together in a night of fun, celebration and laughter. So as Gila mentioned also, we'll be in North America, we'll be in Toronto, please God, later in the year in London and in Israel, and even later in the year in Australia, in that little island down under. Please celebrate with us, come join us. We also have wonderful celebrations for those of you living in South Africa feeling left out, starting next month. So just hope you all enjoy celebrating and being celebrated as part of the King David school system. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the rest of the reunion. Bye.
Thanks, Raylene. Hi, Laurie from Down Under.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I'm a bit, it's quite late at night here, so probably going to have to wrap up soon. So just wanted to really say hello to everyone. Absolutely amazing to see so many faces I haven't seen in what feels like 100 years. Probably even more amazing to see that the Aussies here are still so connected to our lives in Sydney and the eastern suburbs. And even just this weekend, I was away with 2 of our close friends from school. So amazing that the bonds and the friendships that we formed have really just, held us in good stead. what can I say? Probably the favorite saying at my dinner table with my family is the kids are, yes, ma'am, we know Mariah's not liking David. Can we move on? You know, there's not often, you know, a day a week goes by that I don't really think of, you know, as my kids go through their schooling system, just how special and what an amazing experience we had. I feel quite disconnected from South Africa, to be, you know, sadly, I wasn't one of those South Africans who immigrated. I just left with a backpack 26 years ago. I went traveling in the United States. I then spent nearly 10 years in London. I actually married a head boy who wasn't Neil Jankelowitz. But I married Athol Sarakinsky, who was was our head boy when we were in Standard 7. I met Ath when he gave me a punishment, walking into the King David Linksfield. That's probably my funny memory. And all I could get over was, you know, how could somebody be named Athol Sarakinsky? Anyway, it turned out like 10 years later, the guy became my husband. We've been married for 22 years. We moved to Sydney about 15 years ago. And we did a stint in Tokyo. So we lived in Japan with At's work for about 3 years. So we've traveled around. We have 3 beautiful children. Anna, my eldest, is currently in her HSC, the equivalent of matric. So really just going through the motions. Again, can't quite get my head around the Australian system. It was a lot simpler at King David. And then I've got another daughter, Rachel, who's in year 10. She's nearly 15, and a little boy, Jonah, who's a sports crazy fanatic in year 6. I've got to be up in about 5 hours to take him to school. He's got a trip to Canberra, which is, you know, to go and visit the Australian Parliament. We feel very blessed to live in Australia. We have a beautiful life in Sydney. I work in a bank, in a global bank, Macquarie, and I work in projects. And I actually qualified as a physiotherapist from WITS, but I work in the financial services now in kind of a global banking environment. So amazing to see you guys. Love keeping in touch on social media, and just lots of love, and just, you know, hope everyone just stays healthy and well and just stays connected, which is really the power of our King David family. That's it.
Thanks, Laurie. Candy Farm, do you want to say hello?
Yes, hi everyone. Great to see you all. I was unsure whether I was going to join, but I'm really glad that I have. Lots of you who I haven't seen for many years, and lots of you who I do see regularly. So I left South Africa at the end of 2006. I was living in Cape Town for about 4 years before I left. Also left without any intention to immigrate. It was really just, kind of work opportunities for my husband at the time, and we always intended to come back, but, you know, life just happened along the way. So we spent a year in Australia, 3 years in New Zealand, 4 years in London, and we've been back in Australia now for 8 years. So I live in Sydney, married to an ex-South African guy. I have 2 girls, a 10-year-old and a 9-year-old, actually, not 10 yet, a 9-year-old and a 13-year-old. And yeah, also feel very blessed to have been to King David. I was back in South Africa in September last year, and actually went to Linksfield Shul on Yom Kippur, and during part of the service, I took a walk through the school grounds, and I was just completely blown away at how magnificent the grounds are. And I'm sure for many of you who have your kids there are very lucky and blessed to have your kids going through the school system there. But yeah, thank God I'm well and healthy and happy. And I wish you guys also lots of happiness and health in your lives, and great to see you all.
Thanks, Candy. Candy Ossip, do you want to go next? You don't have to, I won't force you.
I think I should go next because I might fall asleep. I live in Melbourne. Hi to everyone. I live in Melbourne, and I've been here for 23 years. I married Anthony Ossip, also an ex-Davidian, also obviously ex-South African. We've got 4 kids, 1 daughter and 3 boys. And I often tell them about how blessed we were with the, with the King David grounds, because the school they go to, the whole thing is concrete. There's absolutely no ground whatsoever, but they're all sports mad and still manage to play. I have been running the school library for 15 years. It's a primary school library, so I teach and I run the library. We very happy in Melbourne, but have to say this has brought back so many wonderful memories, so many things I've forgotten, but it's truly wonderful to see all of you, and I wish everyone lots of success and I hope to see you all in person at some point.
Thank you, Candy. Dina, sure, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Fantastic to see so many faces that I haven't seen for so many years. I'm also living down under, left South Africa in 2001, moved to London where I spent 10 years, had my 2 kids, requalified as a lawyer in London. Then we moved to Australia, requalified again as a lawyer. Yeah, very happy in Sydney. Got a daughter who's 14, she's in the same class as Jodie Gelbart's son. So I see Jodes at the school often. And I have a son who is 11. And yeah, we love our life in Australia, very blessed to be here. And one of my fondest memories, Jodes, it also involves Mrs. Gruskin, who was our English teacher, and Malcolm Block. Malcolm, are you still on the call? Not listening. No.
No, he had to leave. He's not on. No.
He's still on, but I don't know if his video is on. But I just remember that Malcolm was always the type of student who always did the right thing, hated getting into trouble. And we had, are you there, Mel?
I'm sorry, I'm at a family lunch. I'm trying not to make a noise. Hello.
I'm telling a story about you.
I'm listening.
In Mrs. Gruskin's class, I remember Jewick visited our class. He wasn't supposed to be in the class, but he often made an appearance in our class. And he drew a huge dartboard on the blackboard. And we were all making little balls out of toilet paper and chucking it. And Malcolm refused to throw one of them until we all convinced you to do it. And as you threw it, so Mrs. Gruskin turned around, and I think it was the first time you ever got into trouble. Do you remember? So that was, and Joe, I also remember the Tony Senior incident.
Great memory, Joe.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the stories I can remember, and yeah, just lovely to see everybody, and would love to see you in person. I wish I could be there for the actual reunion, but look forward to seeing photographs.
Please give my regards to Laren.
I will do.
Thank you, Dina. Let's hear from Donna.
Hi, everyone. My God, this is mind-blowing. Absolutely crazy. I immigrated to Australia, not only on the other side of the world, but to Western Australia, so to Perth. I came in '94, which was 29 years ago. Studied teaching, and I'm a primary school teacher. I've been married to an ex-South African who's been here for most of his life, like 45 years. And we've been married 21 years. I've got 2 children, my son Ethan, who's in 2nd year uni, and my daughter Demi, who's 17. And yeah, life's just amazing. What can I say? Perth is just paradise on earth, and it's just beautiful. Yeah, it's been fabulous listening to all these stories, and it's brought back so many amazing memories. And not many of you have changed, actually, which is so bizarre. A few balding heads, but pretty much all the same.
Thanks for coming on and staying awake. Hayley, do you want to say hello? I don't know if Hayley's still here. Let me see.
Me? Sorry, yeah. I can say
Yeah,
hi.
hi, Hayley.
I'm happy to go. I'm in Brooklyn, New York, so it's a pretty early morning here, but I'm getting tired of hearing from all the Australians. So I'm happy to jump in. Fond memories of King David for sure. Trying to think of some funny stories. I remember always standing up at assembly and telling jokes about our rugby team. So Brett and Neil, Brett, it sounds like our teams aren't getting much better. That's unfortunate. I'm sure the netball teams are still killing it, but the rugby teams was never our strong point. So happy to hear that. Life in New York's good. I'm an architect. I have a small practice. I'm also involved in academia. I'm currently the dean of a school here in New York City. It's a great architecture school called the Cooper Union I never saw administrative leadership as part of my future, but here I am. I'm married. I have 2 kids, 2 girls, and an Aussie doodle, and life's good. Don't want to take too much airtime, but great to see everyone. I'm going to send some texts out. Love to catch up personally with a lot of you.
Brett, are you going to just let that go?
So the only thing that I can say, sorry, I know I've spoken, so I'm going to make this quick, right? But I'm not going to talk about rugby. I'm just going to go on the cricket. I was captain of the first cricket team, and I injured my foot, and Romberg took over captaincy, and I was out for 3 games, and those were the only 3 games we won the whole season. So believe me, I remember this very clearly.
We actually won the whole rugby's really not too bad. And Ricky, sorry that I didn't do our work perfectly. First 12 years of my career, I want to thank you for everything you've done for me. And thank you for all of the contributions that you've made to the school in making it look as wonderful as it does. You've really put a lot of money into the infrastructure, and I really appreciate everything you've done. Thank you, boy.
Shirley, apparently you've got a lovely story about Haley.
I do. Hi, everybody. I live right outside of Boston, in the US. I left really like a couple of days after we got our matric results, and married with 2 kids, a 16-year-old and an 11-year-old. And studied law here in the US, and I've been in the tech side, or the legal side of the tech world for my entire career. Now the general counsel of a 3D printing company. And my funny story, I was thinking about funny stories about King David, and one of my favorites that I've actually that is like a famous story in our house is one of Haley with Mevrouw Frodoliak. I don't know if there are any others from C here. But she was not popular among us, and Haley was always getting into trouble, and Mevrouw Frodoliak loved kicking kids out of class, which is unheard of here. I mean, it's not a thing, but was a big thing for Mevrouw Frodoliak. And on the umpteenth time that she kicked Haley out of class, Haley quoted a very popular song of the day. Proudly walked out saying, "I'm too sexy for this class." And that was, she was too sexy for this class. So Hal, thanks for always keeping it light and lively. Have just wonderful memories, and really feel that King David is such a special place. In touch with a handful of people, some of whom aren't on the call today. My husband is American, but whenever I introduce him to a King Davidian, he just remarks on how amazing each one of them are. So just a wonderful place with wonderful memories, and I really think we were all lucky, and it's just great to see everybody. You all look great. It's fun to think of people that I remember but didn't remember that I remembered. Wonderful to see you all doing well. And I feel like my South African accent is coming back just from this hour together. So keep well, everybody.
Thanks, Shirley. Shani and then Romy. Hi. Shani, where you gone? I know Shani's on here still. Are you struggling to unmute? Hold on.
Unmute.
Yeah, hi. Can you get it unmuted?
There we go, yep.
There we go.
Is that good? Yeah, okay. Hi. I'm Shani Friedland. I married the guy I took to the matric dance as a desperate rush to find a date, because I was one of those, I guess you could call us underachievers. Didn't achieve very much, sports, academically, yeah, I'm sure a lot of you are like thinking, who is she? I immigrated to Perth in 2002, so I live in Western Australia. Have one little boy, Judd. He's not little, he's 15. He's got severe special needs. So life is pretty much dictated by his needs. I finished school, went to Wits, got my Bachelor's of Art in Dramatic Arts, got my honours, got my master's, did a postgrad in education, and became a special needs teacher in Australia. David unfortunately committed suicide a year and a bit ago. So at least I'm the only grandmother in this group. So my partner, I've been with him for 13 years. So I've got 2 grandkids, 3 stepkids, and my little boy. I'm currently not working because I'm a full-time special needs parent. I think one of my fondest memories are just my little group of Etty, Kim, and Shira, and that's just always been my little threesome. And I guess one of my fond memories of King David is my mum always hooting when she dropped me off, which is very embarrassing because we didn't have the flashiest car. Yeah, but I think it's ingrained in me, King David ingrained in me a love to try and be as good a Jew as I can possibly be. That's about it. That's my story.
Thanks, Shani. I appreciate you staying up so late. Romy, are you here? Can you unmute?
There's 2 Romies.
Romy Gishan, there we go. Sorry, Romy.
Hi, everybody. This is really quite amazing, quite special. It's really late in Australia, but I'm so excited to see so many faces I haven't seen for so many years. I have wonderful, fond memories of King David, had a really positive, wonderful high school experience there, and have made some incredible connections and have still kept in touch with so many people. I'm feeling so nostalgic, seeing people and seeing faces that I was close to and friends with, and recognizing that I haven't been in touch with for so many years. Living in Australia, married with 3 children. I'm a lawyer and a mediator, but I work in advocating for the rights of people with disabilities and mental health. With Jodie Galbart by my side, we started this amazing center where people come who have special needs, where they are really cared for in a very dynamic and amazing way. And it's very meaningful, beautiful work I'm doing. And it's wonderful to see you all and to reconnect and say hi. So good to see you. Lots of love from Australia, and kisses to everybody who knows me and remembers me, and lovely to see you all.
Thanks, Romy. Nice seeing you. Annette, hi.
Hi. Forgive me, I have a bad cold, so I don't sound like myself. I've been in the States for 30 years. I moved here maybe 3 days after I graduated high school. I was in New York for a really long time. I moved to Los Angeles in 2001, and I've been there ever since, working in the movie business in one capacity or another on the creative side. I work at an animation company called Illumination now, and I have 2 incredible kids and a husband running around here somewhere. My kids are 7 and 11. This is a real trip to see everyone. Yeah, it's really amazing to see all these faces, and I hope to connect with some of you a little more really soon. Good to see everyone.
Well, we'll see you on the 22nd of May.
What's on the 22nd of, in Los Angeles? No, I'm in London for the year. We put
Oh,
our
you're
kids
in
school.
London. Okay, well then we'll see you in
Just
September.
for the year. We're back in June. Yeah, we're back in Los Angeles in June.
Oh no, so you're going to miss us on both ends. September, UK.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
May.
Next time around. Yes.
Next time.
Next time round.
You should come
Yes.
via SA there.
I'm dying to bring my kids to South Africa. They've never been,
Okay.
and I've only been back once with my then fiance, now husband, in 2008. So
I'll
we're
treat
really
you to a
overdue
tuck
for a trip.
shop. Come down. I'll treat you to the tuck shop.
I would love it. I always talk to my kids about that, about those sandwiches. They don't believe
sure.
me. They think I'm insane. Great to see
Romy,
everyone.
nice seeing you. Feel better. Romy Katz, hi.
Hi everyone, good evening. Really amazing to see all the familiar and unfamiliar faces. Everyone looks the same but different. I suppose 30 years will do that to you. I live in Sydney. I've lived here for a long time now. I have a partner who's from Europe, and we have a unreal 10-year-old boy, and my whole family's still back in South Africa, and all their kids are going through the King Davidian system. So I hear lots of stories, and it brings back lots of memories. Shirley, you stole my memory of Hayley storming out the class and leaving a riot in her wake. And I see Shani's having good smoke for the evening. So yes, I remember stealing away, and a few of us finding cigarettes hidden behind the toilets in the girls' block, and all smoking in the girls' toilets. So there's lots of good memories. And I suppose the biggest takeaway for me is some of my closest friends were made at high school, and I continue to have them, even though we are far-flung all over the world. And I have some very special friends here in Sydney. I think it gave me my lifelong friends, and I'm very grateful for that. So have a good rest of your reunion. It's time for me to head off. It's nice to see you all. Bye.
Thank you for staying awake. Lauren Shapiro, would you like to go next?
Hello, everybody. Yes, it's very late. My bedtime's normally about 9:30, 10 p.m. But it's just amazing to see all these faces, and half of you I don't even remember. I'm sorry. But you do look vaguely familiar, but it's beautiful to see everybody. I've been in Sydney for 22 years now, and I was in the UK for 4 years before that. I came to Sydney on holiday and never left, and I'm still here. I am, one of my children is awake and coming into my bedroom now. It says you go. This is my 13-year-old son, who is 6'2" and should be in bed. I have a beautiful 13-year-old son, Jaden, and my daughter, Paige, who's 11. Both are in high school. I'm very happily divorced, and I have a beautiful partner of 2 years. And yeah, Sydney's good. It's definitely different to South Africa. Miss those times. High school was an amazing experience. I really look back fondly on those times. I remember, I don't know if anybody did geography, but I remember Mr. Ulchula walking around smoking while he taught us in class. So that was definitely something you don't see nowadays. And I think dressing up for Purim, I remember that was always something that I absolutely loved, and there was a lot of excitement and fun. And I just remember there was always assemblies were fun, and there was glance, and there was always so much to look forward to. So have amazing fond memories. I think those that have kids going through the King David system are very, very lucky. We very blessed here in Australia with the school systems. But I also say to the kids, it's just, there was nothing like King David, and I don't think there ever will be. So beautiful to see everybody, and I hope you all stay well. And yeah, no, thank you for organizing the reunion. And amazing to see everybody, and just all the best. And please God, we can catch up in the next 10 years and only have better and more beautiful things to report back on. So that's it from me, and love to everyone.
Thank you so much. I think all the Aussies have had a chance. Would any of the Israelis like to say anything? Because I know it's a work day and you might need to run.
I'm happy to have a go. Hi, everyone. It's Saul
Hi,
from
Saul.
here, living in Renana. Been here for 26 years in Israel, with 2 of them in London. Some of my biggest memories from Matric was obviously playing in the Matric band, Ambidextrous Lizards. If anyone remembers, I don't see Lance or Justin on the call, but that was definitely fond memories. Also, one of my other memories was Arnie Alchala, Zichrono Livracha, was just mentioned. I remember in Matric, he caught me bunking class in the Division of Informal Jewish Education, which I ended up working in a couple of years after that. And he decided he was going to jack me and cane me. And in those days, you had to still get your parents' permission to get caned, which was quite strange. But when I tell I've got 5 kids, all of them are Israeli. And when I tell my kids I got caned at school, they say to me, "Dad, did you hit him back?" I said, "No, it's not. Kind of didn't work like that back in the day. You know, you couldn't. You had to take it with pride and just move on." I'm married, as I mentioned, 5 kids. My oldest is in Matric, Yud Bet. My youngest is in grade 1, Kita Aleph. 3 boys, 2 girls. I'm married to Lisa Hyde, originally from Pretoria. We met at Mariah School in Sydney, where I went to be the Lenny Solomon for Counterpoint back in 2001. And yeah, very happy. I'm a partner in a fintech business. We do mortgage lending in the US, real estate. And yeah, good to see everyone, all the familiar and unfamiliar faces, and wish you all well.
Thanks, Saul. David Sassoon, do you want to talk or has he disappeared?
No, I'm here. Like I'm on a cell phone and a computer because the screen on the computer is not working.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm not squint. I'm going to look here, so I'm not looking at myself. It's nice to see everyone. Nice to see some old friends and people I'm still in contact with a bit. So I'm married to an Australian. We left South Africa 7 years ago. We moved to Jerusalem. We're living in Jerusalem. We've got 4 kids. Our oldest 4 sons. Our oldest son's 19. He's going to the army next month. I saw Danny Schwab last week. He gave me a bit of advice about it because he's had a son who's gone through the army. And we've got 4 sons, so we're going to, this is part of life over here, but it's quite exciting, but nerve-wracking, but quite exciting. And no, we feel very blessed to live in Israel. It's great to be here. I wasn't very religious at school, but I've become a bit more religious over the years, and it's it's good to be here. And yeah, I'm mostly involved in property in Europe actually. So trying to make a couple of movies, and one is on Menachem Begin. So any of the old Beitar guys who are interested, they can be in touch. And yeah, that's about it.
Thanks, David. Heidi, would you like to speak? I just see a photo. I'm not sure if she's still here. Hats?
Davy Sassoon, how about one story before you were religious?
He was never sober. You'll never remember that, Betty.
You're going to have to remind him. Betty, you're going to have to remind him.
Stick in the funnel.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're keeping Dave real. Don't worry. We'll keep him real. Don't worry.
I did a few things wrong because I get these threats from all over the place, from university, from school, so I've got to be careful.
Doesn't mean you got them wrong, Davey. It means you got them right, boy.
Hey, who would like to go next? Gavin Manash. Oh, hello, Avi.
Hi. So great to see everyone. I think most of you, or those who do remember me, will remember me as Avron. But I kind of change names as I go through different stages of life. Before King David, I was Avi. Then then it was Avron during King David times. And then afterwards, it was always Avi. It was a nickname of mine. But I was among the group that came from the East Rand. So if and I came from Brakpan, so I would commute from Brakpan every day, and I always thought that I was the class khatas in that sense. But but I'm glad to hear that that there were others. I live in Israel. I've been here for 20 years. I live in Haifa. I've been through various, I was in Jerusalem for many years and then Tel Aviv for many years. And I recently moved to Haifa, which is a bit of a more calmer city, maybe appropriate for our age. And I work in the diamond industry as a journalist, I kind of fell into business journalism when I moved to Israel. And I work as a sort of analyst and journalist and sort of content creator in the diamond trade. So I've been doing that for many years. It's funny, a few of you mentioned Lauren, you mentioned Mr. Ulchula and the geography class. I don't remember him smoking, but I do remember the tension in the class that could be felt. I used to be petrified going into that geography class. And I was thinking before I called that one of the more enjoyable sort of trips that we did was the geography tour in I think it was standard 9, where John TK challenged all the boys to not bath or not shower through the whole of geography tour. And I took this on as a real challenge that I think I met. And John T gave up halfway, but I stuck it through, and I'm glad to say that I'm washing a bit more these days. I'm still, as Ronen said, I'm also kind of a late bloomer. I think I'm still blooming, and still single, and kind of enjoying life, sort of traveling a lot for work and meeting different interesting people through the diamond trade. So it's so great to see everyone. I spent a bit of time in South Africa early this year and bumped into many of these faces, and it was just so nice to catch up with people and many great memories that I take from King David. So thank you, Gilla, for organizing this. It's so great, and I'm so sorry I'll miss Thursday night.
Shame, it's okay. It's okay, because we will see you in September in Tel Aviv.
Awesome, thank you.
Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, guys. Gee, really, really lovely to see everybody. So where to start? Yeah, I'm still in Joburg. I lived abroad for about 8 years, for 4 years in the States, which was great because I was near to Shirley. So we got to be in the same country again for a while. And then I was in the UK. I met my husband in the States. And he's probably one of the few New Zealanders to ever move from New Zealand to here, as opposed to people moving from here to New Zealand and Australia. I've got 2 dogs, which you can probably hear in the background. We've got 1 child. She's 8, and she's the best thing in the world. So from a professional point of view, I went to law school here and in the States. And I've been practicing as a human rights lawyer, which obviously in South Africa is very, very intense, but it's been good. And yeah, unfortunately, I've had breast cancer last year and still going through treatment. So I'm not on video because I don't look like me. But as far as my memories of King David, it's an indelible part of, I think, who we are, and such a wonderful way. And it also gave me Shirley, who continues to be my bestie. So, but it really is amazing to see everybody. So that's my news.
Bonnie was very modest by how much she does. Bonds, how are you feeling? Are you better?
I'm managing, so I've still going through treatment, but hopefully coming to an end of the treatment soonish. And so yeah, looking forward to feeling more like myself in the nearer rather than further future.
Amen. Please God, we wish you a full recovery and speedy.
Thank you.
Heidi's back.
Yeah. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi. So we live in Israel at the moment in Modi'in. We've been here for 10 years. And we were lived in Australia for 10 years before that. So we've also done a bit of a circle. We have 5 kids, 3 boys, 2 girls. And it's great to see everyone and to remember all the memories. I remember Renen's sandwich from a class, and just so many memories come back. And unfortunately, when we were in Sydney, we actually did get together with a lot of people from our year, but in Israel, a lot less. I don't think there's anyone who lives in Modi'in. I saw Daniel Schwab a bit, but apart from that, not really. And it's great to see everyone.
Thank you for logging on and taking time. I know it's a work day.
Yeah, it's a work day.
David Abramovitz. Dave? Let's just see. I know he asked to chat, so let me just see where he is.
I'll go next because I need to run, if that's okay.
Go for it, Richard. I don't know where Dave is.
Hi, everyone. First of all, you guys look all sensational. Quite amazing to be here with everyone. May I just say that I think the most amazing part of King David was actually the people. When my sons go to a non-Jewish school, to an all-boys school in Cape Town, and my wish for them is that they love school like I loved school. I loved every day, I think, of King David, and it's testament probably to all of you that we went through school together. I've lived in Cape Town for 8 years. I've worked in the equity derivative space for the past 25 years. Yeah, just from me, wishing you all the best. Cheers to all of you. And for those of you that can go and see Nick Rabinovitz, go and see him. He is incredible. He's incredible. That's it from me. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Richard. Neil Jenks.
Hello, Gila. Hershey, L'chaim to everyone. No, this is something unexpected, a real bracha for us, Hershey.
Neil, have
Yes.
you got corona? Ha, ha, ha.
Gila, if you're there on Thursday night, Brett is going to fine you for that. I'm just warning you.
Brett, you would never, hey?
No, Mart.
Thanks, Brett.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that comes to my mind is just the ability to call people out like we do. It's just, you don't have friends the way we had them at school. Hershey, Yank, Moose, Simsy, you can just go on and on and on. And we just have this familiarity, which is something unique and you can't ever get it back. And I think that's really the bracha, certainly for me. The memory that I have, which is quite profound, because my youngest daughter is at grade 8, so I have to now drop her at the high school, which is a big shift and a mind shift. It's hard to believe my youngest daughter is, in high school now. Was 4-month weekend, which my youngest has just gone on, and I remember that skit where I don't actually know who did it, but I remember John TK. We used to brush our teeth, spit in the cup, brush our teeth, spit in and pass the cup all the way to the end. And John TK downed the cup. I still to this day can't figure out how he did that. And the only thing I can think of is it can only be blind testosterone trying to impress the girls. There's nothing else that I can think of that allowed or enabled that. But so that was one memory that came to mind. I am now, so this is my life. I am married for the second time. I'm trying to beat the first marriage. I'm nearly at the same point. I'm nearly at 8 years. So if I can get past 8 years, I think that I'm onto something. I've got 2 daughters and 4 stepsons. The one brocha that I have is that my wife actually lives in Australia, so I do get to see some of the King Davidians, obviously in Johannesburg and in Australia. Big shout out to Dr. Newfield. He's my running partner when I go to Sydney, and he kills me. And he's nice to see, you know, Gary. I see Jared and a few of the others as well. So it's a big bracha. Obviously, Laurie and Ethel when we're there. So, yeah, I guess that the last memory that I wish to share was pretty much an Ulpan memory. And it's nice for me on my screen. I can see Richard and Brett, Yank. You know, I guess being in that room, for that period of time together as brothers, just kind of all we really spoke about were girls and trying to figure out how we could, you know, speak to girls, talk to girls, and maybe a little bit of sports along the way and davening. But I just think those memories together are something unique, and I certainly will never forget them. And yeah, thanks very much, Gila, for organizing this. It's beautiful to see everyone.
I'm so glad you took the time to come, and I shall see you Thursday. No longer excited.
Jags, I don't remember it, the davening part.
It started somewhere. You wear sit every now and again on a Shabbos, so it had to start there, boy.
Dean Kirkle, do you want to tell everybody where you are? Like at this minute?
At this minute, I'm in Johannesburg visiting my mom and my family. My mom will hopefully, I guess, Thursday turn 80. So I decided to, you know, be here for her 80th. When I told my kids that, you know, I was going to visit Granny, they wanted to come along for the ride. So we're all here in South Africa. So when I had to ask my mom, is your computer set up for a Zoom call? She just looked at me funnily like, what's Zoom? So I'm glad I could actually jump on this and people can see me. So but yeah, since I left King David, I guess I went to med school. I left South Africa in about 2001-ish. Did I guess postgrad work in US, did residency in St. Louis, fellowship in DC, and I'm an oncologist in Atlanta. I live in suburban Atlanta now. I have 3 kids. I'm married to a very American woman from Fort Lauderdale. It's not that come to South Africa often, but managed to make the trip over. And yeah, you know, it's funny because when I got the email about your time at King David, I have such wonderful memories of King David, but I couldn't think of anything funny, which was weird. Until actually, I just, you know, Jody mentioned a couple of things about Mr. Asher and about Mrs. Gruskin, and I remember those very well. I think we were not kind to those people, but it's great. It's great to see everybody. It's funny, you know, in some ways 30 years seems like a very long time. In other ways, it seems very short, I guess. It's great to see everyone.
Thanks, Dean. It's so exciting that you're going to be here Thursday and Friday. So that's nice because Friday we're going to assembly, and those that attend will get donuts and coffee because we've got a coffee bar at the school, just saying.
You know, it's interesting, my son, who's like heard us talk a lot about, and you know, somebody else mentioned
your
something.
son?
My son has heard me, you know, talk about King David. We were going through some old photo albums just the other night, and I think Andy mentioned this. I was Sophie in school play, who, if you remember, was dressed up in black. She was all blacked out. And he's viewing this through the lens of a 13-year-old American teenager. And he was quite appalled that, you know, I had my blackface on. He said, that's terrible. It is not what you should be doing. And I was like, well, you know, I explained to him this was the 90s. This was a long time ago. Things have changed. But it was great memories.
Does anybody by any chance have a copy of that Purim play? Because we've been battling to try find it. Anybody? Someone? Girls,
there are a few clips in the Matric video, but not very many.
We've also got Daddy Koppel in a dress. We've got a bit of blackmail material there if you ever want.
Funny. Andy Levitt, how are you?
Hi everyone. Wow, I just it's just unbelievable to sit here and see everyone and see some of my very special friends who a lot I still keep in touch with, and some I haven't spoken to for about 20 years. So it's just really amazing to see everyone. School for me was just literally some of the best days of our lives, and we really just had absolute fun. And I have a daughter in matric at King David, and it's just very nostalgic for me to have her there and see everyone. So it's really amazing. I have 5 children. My oldest is married. He is 23 years old. And yeah, so we are still living in Joburg, and I run a mobile copy bar myself. And yeah, so we're all good. And I'm very excited to see everyone on Thursday night. And yeah, it's just great to see everyone, guys. We just had great times and awesome to see everyone.
Thanks, Andy. See you Thursday. Barbie Furman. Hi.
Hi, everybody. Sorry to come on so late. It's so wonderful to see you all. What should I say? I'm living in Dallas, Texas, so unfortunately won't be able to see you all in person. So it makes it even more special to see you all on Zoom. And I am married. I have 2 children. One is in college in Indiana, which is so far away. So mommy's not very happy. But anyway, she's doing great. She's at college. I have a 14-year-old boy, and I'm a mammographer here in Texas. And I'm so grateful to be here and to see you all. I keep in touch with a few of you. I wish I kept in touch with more of you. So I don't know if any of you are going to be in Israel in the summer. I'm going to be visiting. So my favorite memory, which is not from school, but a bumping Ronan is, I don't know if you're still on, Ronan. I'm bumping you in Israel a few years ago when I went. So I'm hoping that I'll get to see some of you there, and would love to keep in touch with more of you. So sending love from Texas. Thank you so much for doing this. It's so amazing.
I'm glad you could join. I'm glad you could join. Gavin Manashi, where in the world are you?
Hey, hi, everybody. Unbelievable to see everyone. Proper surreal this. It's like memories that you forgot about come back. It's unbelievable. I'm in sunny London. It actually is sunny. I don't know if you can see the light coming through the window here. It really is sunny here. What have I been doing? So basically I married also a King Davidian, Yogi Ravas, Susan Fishman. Believe it or not, we didn't know each other at school and only met after I came back from university in Cape Town. I think Renan and Jono had a bit of a hand to play in that, and we met, and I managed to pick up the courage and take out on a blind date. I've got 3 children. I believe my oldest is going to be 18. Then that's a son. I've got a daughter who's going to be 16, and a younger son who's going to be 12. Crazy to think my oldest son's the age we all were when when we were matric. It's crazy. A funny story from school. To me, it was funny, but I don't think it was to the teacher. But everyone remembers, I think a couple of you were in my Hebrew class. I think Shirley, you might have been, and Romy. We had Maura Wolf as our teacher. And it was literally the final lesson of the whole year. And she didn't like me because Hebrew wasn't my favorite subject. So I was probably quite cheeky to anyhow. Coming last day of school, and the first thing I walk into the classroom, the first thing she says to me, she says, "Gavin," she says, "I hope you're not going to irritate me." I looked at her straight and I said, "Maura, I won't irritate you if you don't bore me." She went ballistic. It was crazy. She went absolutely ballistic and threw me, sent me to Mr. Wolf or whatever. That's a funny memory, or funny to me at least, that I have. But I think about it, it's quite cheeky actually. But otherwise, from a professional point of view, I'm a qualified as an accountant. Moved to London in 2001. I've been living here for like 22 years. Probably much more of a Londoner than a South African now, I think. And now involved in for my sins in online gaming and betting. And I think you guys probably, definitely those in South Africa probably know our brand that way. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. And it's wonderful to see all of you. And I'm so upset I won't be able to be at the actual physical reunion. But this has been amazing. Thank you.
We've actually got 2 people coming from London, so you
Oh,
could,
oh
yeah.
Heather, maybe.
Yeah, and Simone Geller.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the other thing. So Heather married a guy, Brian Suskin from Cape Town, who I'm in business with.
Ah.
Another coincidence, yeah.
That is. Okay, Martin Kelmick, do you want to say hello?
Hi, everyone. Wonderful to see people, many of whom I haven't seen for literally 30 years. I feel like a bit of an outsider at a Immigrants Anonymous meeting. Still in South Africa, 30 odd years after school. I've got a wonderful wife and 4 wonderful kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, aged 7 to about 16. Unfortunately, none of them are King David. They went to Shiva Cottage. For my sins, I'm also the treasurer of Yeshiva Cottage, which makes the call from Raylene or whoever folks from the foundation quite uncomfortable every year. I tell her, I'm only giving you if you give me, which is not the most comfortable call. I think, in terms of memories from school, for those of us who were privileged enough to be in the Latin class, and I always tell my kids these stories, we had Dr. Thomas, I don't know if you remember her, but her form of punishment was probably better than any sort of other teacher could come up with, which included things like putting kids in an overhead projector cupboard and ramming them as fast as they could into the wall. Now, I tell my kids these, I can only think what a teacher these days would get for doing that. I know they'd lost the bit at class. But yeah, obviously it's just some wonderful memories from school and looking forward to seeing everyone next week.
Okay, it's a memory. It's a memory. Clinton Baynard, what's news?
Hi, everyone. Great to see you all. What's news is it's a beach day in Cape Town, so I'll try to be quick. Yeah, so I live in Cape Town. I'm married, 3 kids, ranging from 9 to 15. I'm involved in a fuel management technology business. And I was going to mention the Mr. Diaga story, and I think that Janks and Romy, Gish, and who else, Romies, and everybody else that was in the U, Ronen in the U version. Didn't Brett steal our story? That's our story. That wasn't from his class. the humming with the lights. I'm sure that was our prank, or was it something that was in multiple maths classes that we terrorized?
That came out of you. It came out
No,
of
it came out of
you.
both. I think it was a plan that everyone who had him had to do it in their class.
Okay, well, we did it the best. So that was going to be my story. And the one
I
that
had a nervous breakdown, this poor oak.
Exactly. You created another enemy of the Jews. And the one that Bulch mentioned was also a classic from Mr. The maths teacher. That was also hilarious. Anyway, Mr. Asher. That's Asher. Cool. Nice to see everyone.
You.
Thank you. Ivan Diamond, all the way from Toronto.
Hi, everyone. So nice to see some of you. Some of you actually I've known from actually before King David days, from Hill days. So it's really, really amazing. Have been living in Toronto since '94. I spent 8 months at Blitz and then left South Africa, supposedly to come and study, and then never left. Went to medical school in Canada, first did surgery, and then my leg kind of gave in more, so I ended up being a radiologist, which is great. Not married, really happy in Toronto. All of my siblings are here. And yeah, so nice to see all of you. Sorry, can't make it later in the week. Would have been nice, but maybe for the 40th.
Have.
I'm going to
Thanks.
jump in. I'm going to jump in after Av because I suppose we're still in touch after meeting at school 30 years ago. So yeah, I moved to King David quite late. I'd moved up from Durban in Standard 9, so I think I went to, I think it was 4D, Form 4. But great memories of a fun school for my 2 years that was there. I've got 3 boys. I got married about 10 years ago. We moved to London with work about 18 months ago. But I'm really loving it and really have got fun memories. The one memory I did want to share, I don't know who was in Mrs. S's accounting class, but I can't remember why. We used to have to write down accounting questions. And I always remembered, I can't remember who it was, but we'd start off with a man invests 500 Rand. And at every point when we'd go for invest, someone would always write or mutter behind, a man invests in underwear. And it always stuck with me. I don't know whatever happened to Mrs. S, but really fun memories of a fun class.
Thanks, David. Man invest. I shall remember that one. Grant, have we heard from you? I don't think so. Grant, do you want to say hi?
Yeah, sorry.
How's it?
Hi, everyone. Nice to see everyone. This is amazing to see old faces. I left South Africa in 1994. I've been in the US ever since. I've lived in America longer than I lived in South Africa, but still come back all the time. My family's there. So I still think of South Africa as my home. I've got 3 kids. My 18-year-old daughter is in Israel studying in seminary for the year. I've got a 16-year-old son and a daughter who's soon to be 11. And a lot of fond memories of South Africa. You know, some things have changed, and obviously King David. But you know, the funniest memories are always from my Aladdin crew. You know, Doc Thomas. I mean, throwing me out of class, screaming. You know, calling me names, and you know, the whole crew. We had a fun crew. Tony and John Chidovitz always bunking and getting caught and getting jacked, and it was just good times. And nice to see everyone, and hopefully, you know, see some of you guys in person at some point.
Grant, sorry, did you say you in New York?
I'm in New York, yeah.
Great. We will see you on the 16th of May.
Look forward to it.
It's my first trip to New York, so I'm quite excited.
Great.
Karen Shapiro, hello.
Hi everyone. Jess, I'm just blown away seeing everyone. It's so fantastic to see all these faces. I also just want to thank Shirley for being my partner in Boston here, because there are no other King Davidians. She has a memory, I mean, she has a photographic memory, so she often just drops these people's names or teachers' names. And I think we were at a different school because I have no recollection of some of these things, but so fantastic. Just again, mind blowing to see everyone, so good. Left South Africa in 2002, moved to Boston, had 2 kids here who are now 15 and 16. We left Boston when they were 2 and 3 and moved to New York City, where we spent 11 years. And then COVID hit, and like many other people living in the city, decided to leave. So I moved back to Boston. I married a Victory Parker, who was 2 years older than us, Brett Kaplan. And just really happy and good to see everyone. Was also trying to think of memories, and I think when the WhatsApp group was set up, there was just this flood of just memories and people's names and people that I had not thought about for so long. And it's just very nostalgic. I think, I don't even know if Annette is on anymore, but I always told my kids about this person who was obsessed with reading. And she used to sit in class, and she never used to concentrate on what was going on in the class. And she used to read these big Stephen King. I remember seeing her like hide the It book, you know, on her lap, and she just used to read all day in class. I don't know. I mean, she's not surprised that she's gone into filmmaking and that side of creativity. I think just another a memory which was just so embarrassing for me, was Glance. It was on the Glance Gotcha, And Tammy Simonovitz is not on the call, but I just took one for the team. But I remember somebody was trying to play a prank on the Form 1s, and somebody had put bricks in Tammy's backpack. And we always used to leave out those island style, very colorful backpacks by one of the walls during break. And unbeknownst to everyone, there were bricks in her backpack, and everyone was crowding around. And she's like, Karen, I'm taking your backpack. Please, you've got to take mine. And anyway, I had to take this backpack and take it to class, but there were 3 bricks in the backpack. And so I started to try drag the backpack. And of course, Glance came with the cameras and like, oh, these little Form 1s, you don't know, you're so light, you're such a lightweight, like you've got no muscles, you can't even pick up your backpack. And I was just crowded by these cameras. And I think to this day, I'm still scarred from that because it was shown in assembly as a Form 1. So hopefully none of you remember that, because that was really painful for me. But just great to see everyone. And I keep in touch with some. It's great to have seen a few people when I was in New York City. Unfortunately, Australia is too far away from the side of the world. So it's hard to get there, but hoping to make a trip out. And I think a lot of Australians have probably gone to sleep already, but if I'm there, it would be fantastic to see everyone. Oh, thanks, Gavin. I'm glad you remember that. Anyway, good to see
Karen,
everyone.
David's going to come to the show in New York. I hope you and Brett are also going to.
I think we will try and get there. Yes.
Oh, good. You know, I have a copy of all the Glances. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Hi, Michelle.
It was awful.
I can't, shame. Hey, Michelle.
I don't know if you meant this, Michelle.
Yes, you.
Hi, hope everyone's doing well. It's great to see all these familiar faces. I see some of you on Facebook. I'm in Atlanta. I actually have run into Maura Wolf numerous times. We go to the same synagogue, and I'm friends with her grandchildren, which is weird. But I'm in Atlanta. I have been here for 30 years now, or 29. Got married about 4 years ago, second marriage, and had a baby a year ago. So I have a 1-year-old. So it's crazy for me to hear when you're saying your kids are getting married and are, adults. But I have a 1-year-old. I'm a speech therapist working in a private practice. And it's just great to see everyone. It's, hearing stories like this bring back a lot of memories. When my dad passed a couple years ago, I couldn't help but remember going in carpool, lift scheme, with Malcolm Block and Adam Baynash. And I know a lot of times like Mark Fine would join our carpool because he'd spend the night at Malcolm's, and listening to Monty Python with my dad, and just remembering how my dad used to crack up everybody that they wanted to be in the lift scheme with us going to school. So it was, nice and nostalgic to remember all those times.
We've just gone into load shedding, so I hope I haven't lost you. You're still all there. So load shedding is time when your children need to go to bed. The government help us tell the kids it's bedtime. So the little ones, like the 1-year-olds, have to go to bed now. Okay. And then at my house, it's going to go off at 10 o'clock, which means mummies have to go to bed. So Ramon, how are you?
Hi, everybody. It's really wonderful. I don't know if you guys remember, I left King David in Form 4. Can you hear me?
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, in Form 4. So King David for me is like frozen in time. And I still remember Gavin, Bonnie, Shirley, Martin, all of you guys. It was sad that I didn't get to finish high school with you. King David's a big part of who I am today. And I don't think there is another school like it around the world. I have 3 kids. I'm married with 3 kids, live in New York. And I send them off to a Jewish school. It's just not the same. And I met up with Ivan Diamond every once in a while, and other people that are here in the States. Would love to keep in touch. I think we all were privileged and blessed to be together at King David. And I'm grateful to see you guys all again. I would love to keep in touch. Michelle, I remember I used to sit right behind you when we were alphabetized for tests. I'm glad to see everyone and that everyone's doing well, and I hope life is good for all of you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for joining. So funny that you were now straight after Michelle again. Jason, I just saw Jason Grossman. Hi.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Jason.
I saw Jenks having a beer and I saw Richard having a beer, and I don't really drink beer, so Scotch for everyone. Cheers, lovely to all see you guys. It's been amazing. I was in the ATION that Brett was talking about. I also got kicked out of Fedoliak's class more times than I attended it. Still living in SA. Don't have any kids. I'm one of the few. Married but no kids. My wife is a psychologist. My mother's a psychologist, so I'm obviously screwed up. Or I've figured out how to fix myself. And for my sins, I run online courses for psychology and medical practitioners. We do something called CPD, or anyone who's a psychologist in this country has to get CPD points, and I run courses for therapists and psychologists for CPD points. So that's me. I hope everyone keeps well. I'm going to definitely try attend on Thursday and see everyone. And please God, you guys will join me for a whiskey and 1,000 tequilas. Nice seeing you all.
Sounds great. See you Thursday.
Hi guys. Hi Joel, Alfred. Hello, Jim.
Ray's unmuted. Sorry. Gavin Levine, hi.
So it'll be Gary Levine, but that's not a bad attempt. So we'll go with that.
Sorry.
No, don't stress about that. Nice to see everybody. I suppose some of my fond memories was probably being part of Mrs. S's all boys accounting class. It's really where I perfected my whistling. Really did enjoy that. I suppose also spent quite a lot of time with Brad under the stairs eating Mrs. Weir's burgers, chips and a Coke. Also some fond memories there. Myself, married with 2 kids. Both my kids are at King David. It's actually my son's bar mitzvah this coming weekend. So I won't join you at assembly. I'll be at King David Santon there. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys potentially on Thursday, and we'll have a tequila there. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Gary. And myself feel balmy coming up. Sorry, Andy.
Sorry, finish your sentence. Then can I just quickly just have one quick word, and then I'm going to run off.
Yeah, I'm done. Go.
So I just want to actually just give a big shout out to Gilla and to Raylene for all the incredible work that you guys do, specifically obviously for the foundation, the ensuring the longevity of ensuring that every single Jewish child gets a Jewish education. Big shout out to both of you. Raylene also, you guys are incredible, and thank you for everything that you do. And
thank you so much.
Gills, I'm running off, and
goodbye. See you Thursday.
Perfect. See you Thursday. Looking forward to many tequilas, guys.
Cool. Lee, I hope you've ordered enough. Stephen Kadish, hello.
Hi, how's it to everyone? Wow, it's been a long time to see some of the faces on this chat. I live in Israel. I've been in Israel since 2007. Married with 3 small kids. My oldest is 10, then 8 and 4. Started quite late in life. And that's about it. Happy to be here and see everyone.
Thank you for joining. Leo Sorelli, where are you? You've turned your camera off.
Tap to speak. How do I turn it back on?
There we go. You're back.
I'm in Cape Town at the moment, guys. Sorry, I just had a paddle tournament like a good Jewish boy playing paddle. It's my 30th reunion. I'm saying hi to everyone. So we've been in Cape Town for the last 17 years. I practice at a hospital a little bit out of Cape Town called Cape Gate Mediclinic. I've got 3 boys, married to a lovely wife named Jamie. And yeah, life is good. No complaints. Load shedding and all, we're doing okay.
You are coming on Thursday.
I am. I will be there on Thursday. Correct.
Fantastic.
Yes. That's as exciting as it gets. How do I get to see everyone? Or is it just the 3 of us? Ah, there's everyone. Hello. Aha. How's it?
Hi, Leo. Andy Berman, are you still on the chat? I think everybody, there's Andy. Hello, Andy.
Hi, guys. Terry and I are in Mexico. He's gone to get me my morning coffee. He will be joining because Neil Jenks is giving him shit. So he has now joined, but he'll come now soon. So Terry and I are in Mexico right now, but we live in Canada. I've lived in Canada for, 29 years. We have 2 amazing kids, a daughter who just started university and a son who's going to be 16, who is a mini Terry, full of sarcasm and all. And yeah, it's so great to see all your faces. I haven't seen so many of you in almost 30 years, but it's thanks to King David that Terry and I are married and have been best friends since we were 13 and met outside the pool. And he told Richard Hirsch that he was going to marry me one day. And here we are. So thank you to King David. And it's so good to see all of you. And now I'm going to go and try and find him so he doesn't get away with this, Jenksy. Hang on, let me go and find him. Hang on.
I'm glad to see you've got him well trained that he runs to go get the coffee.
Of course, he's a good Canadian husband.
Can I just say one thing to Andy? I remember being at Old Ed's gym and Terry and I were training and the same experience. We were doing shoulder press. I remember literally he was behind me and I was pushing the whatever. And he said to me, Janksy, I'm going to go live in Canada. And I said to him, Renz, what are you actually talking about? And he said, no, I'm going to go there and I'm going to marry Andy. I said, Andy, who? He said, you're joking with me. I'm going to marry Andy. And here we are today, Ans. It's like
here we are today. And we've been married 20 years in March. We'll be 20 years.
Yeah. And he's never been happier, Ans.
Me too, Janksy. Good King David Jewish boy. Just like my mom wanted. Hang on, I'm going to go and find him.
You better go quick. He's the last one to speak.
He'll kill me, but anyway.
Do you all want to unmute yourself and then just chat? I know it sounds weird, but it actually does work, and then you can just chat to each other. So unmute and just chat.
Here he is.
Yes, Terry.
Hello, good morning. How is everyone? Good afternoon. See Jake so smiling there. Good to see everyone. Hola.
Take care of my friend in Canada, Ans.
Sorry?
Take care of my friend in Canada.
Hang on, I'm going out. I can't hear you.
He needs lots of. So Trent Blockstone is not on it, and I was hoping at least Jodes would come on. They just moved to Canada like a month ago, and I know that they've connected with Andy. So take care of him.
I've seen Jody a few times. Oh my God, is that Ronan?
Ronan, at the 20-year school reunion, when you got to the security, they wouldn't let you drive in, and you said, I'm Gilla's husband. So they apologized and they let you in. And whenever I see the security guard, he says, your husband hasn't been passed. Whether my husband Ari is there or not, he's like, your husband. Where's your husband? So I suppose you can still drive through.
Just look at those teddy bears still playing off the last one.
Romy Gishin, how are you? You're on mute, Romy. You're on mute.
Oh my God, it's so amazing to see your faces again. I'm like, I just can't believe this. People haven't seen for so long. Brett, hi. Hi,
Hello,
Bretty.
Rome.
It's Roro.
How are you?
Hi. Same old, same old, same old. You know
You
what I
look
mean?
identical.
Exactly the same. Just, you know, just a free spirit. Just exactly
Romy
the
Cat, you
same.
look exactly the same as well. It's amazing.
I know, amazing. This is unbelievable. I mean, a lot of people I don't know, I can't recognize. I don't know who they are, but there are some that are like, that's my friends. Those are my friends. You know, it's amazing.
And it's amazing because my kids at least are going through the same experience in King David. It's just amazing. It's the friends they make and the experience they're having. It's this King David is it's a special place.
So beautiful.
Betty, it's
there,
Jody here again. Brad Perlman moved to Sydney. I'm sure you know Brad was living here for a quick stint. He's back in the UK now. He's actually skiing. He's been texting me. I said, where are you? He says, sorry, I'm on the slopes. But when he was here, we got together at my place and we went through my old pun album. And I've got hundreds of photos and we just laughed. I mean, there actually were some faces I didn't know. Jared Rumer knows every single person in our year by face. Jared knows.
Where
everyone
was
down.
Jared? He wasn't on this chat, hey, Jode? Where's Jared?
No, Jay wasn't here, but I'm
probably
telling you, Brad
sleeping.
and I had a good laugh.
I tried to get Brad to come on the call, but he said it because he left. He wasn't with us in the trick. He was at Crawford, so he said he wasn't sure if it was his place.
Right.
Oh, well, so was I actually. You know, if we're actually going to be pedantic about this,
Yeah.
I do. Hello, Karen.
Lauren Shapiro, we went through primary school and high school together, and we worked at King David for both, eh?
No, I remember you coming to Fairways Primary School in Standard 3. I remember the first day you arrived at school, you were like this little boy from the farm. I remember you.
And David Sassoon wanted to beat me up, actually. It was horrible.
It was a great.
I think he still wants to beat you up, Brett.
I was about to drop, but
From what I gathered, I think he might still want it. Oh,
There were
this
a
is
lot of
so
us, by the
cool.
way,
And
that were
Malcolm, hi,
Fairways in King
Malcolm.
David.
How's it,
On
Rome?
this chat.
I'm Mel.
It's so good to see you. Hello, Jade. So good to see you, Jade.
Jason and Stephen Kadish. It's been so long, Jason and Stephen.
Neil J. Hello, Neil J. Hi. Roro. Hello. Family. We actually once were family. Remember?
I remember, Rob.
Good. Good.
Just for the record, you got to tell everyone that it wasn't because you and I were married. Because they.
No. 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 And Candy, look, there's Candy, beautiful Candy, fine. My bestie at high school. Candy nervous now. Hi, Can. Yeah, sitting quietly. Quarter past one in the morning in Australia. Only the like diehards are up now at the school reunion at 1:15 in the morning.
And it's a Monday tomorrow. Oh my God.
Monday tomorrow, yeah.
We've missed
Daniel
the sleep
Schrobb,
window.
my last
Stage, it
memory
doesn't
of
make
you
a
was on the
difference.
rugby field. You've changed a little bit, eh?
Yeah, I think I can play lock now. With a few.
You're in the back line, eh?
Yeah, I was center.
You were center, boy. What happened?
Andy,
Yeah, you were quick, I remember.
Really?
Wesley Ostorelli, he was quick, boy. He was a wing.
He was
There
here.
you are,
There he is.
Ostorelli. Can you run like you used to, eh?
Hi, Bobby. My next door neighbor from Springs.
How's it, Rome? My Bubba used to call you the double jointed kid, so we still refer to you as that.
And I can still do all that kind of double jointed shits and stand on my head and flick flicks and cartwheels, and nothing has
Amazing.
changed.
Yeah, she
Nothing has
drives me
changed.
freaking
Same,
mad.
same. Exactly the same little tootsie, you know?
Well, good for you. That's amazing.
Terry Berman, put on your video, Terry
That's
Berman.
what, Terry.
I want to
Yeah.
tell you a
Show
lack
your
of
face,
memory
Terry.
of you, Terry.
Teddy. Show your face, Teddy.
No, Terry, where you going, Terry? Where's
Hiding in the
Terry gone?
shadows.
And Ronin,
on.
hi, Ronin, hi,
I want to
Ronin.
say hi to Donna at the bottom there. Donna, can
Yeah,
see
where's
you.
Jono Shapiro? Jono didn't speak. Where's Jono?
Yeah, John didn't speak.
Donna went to
There's
therapy.
Jono. There's Andy Berman. Look, there he is. Hi.
Hello, Terry Berman.
Hi, Terry.
Isn't Canada supposed to be freezing? Why is it so sunny?
He's in
there?
Mexico.
Hey, Brady. Hi, guys. Good
It's
morning
snow
to
there.
everyone
Hello,
from
Ter.
Mexico. This is
And now
Canada
play
for you,
pedal with
Toronto,
your
Canada.
brother
Look how sunny
cartoon,
we are.
Terry.
This
We're all
is
covered
so
in snow.
cool. Hi, David Bulchitz. Like the genius brain that just inspired my entire high school.
How you
Hi.
doing? Great to see you.
So good to see you
So
again.
good to see you and to hear what brilliant work you're doing.
And
Absolutely.
you too, Dave. I knew
Fantastic.
it all along. You were a force to be reckoned with. And I loved your brain and I loved your mind. And no wonder why. Look at you. Amazing. So good to see you.
So good to see you and to
Yeah.
see you
Remember
all.
doing public speaking and debating
with you guys. It was
fantastic.
Yeah, I remember that. That was fantastic.
Totally.
Jono's coming back on.
Oh, yeah. Jono must come back. He
Yes,
is
I just
required.
phoned him.
Just tell him to
And
stand
Romy
up.
Cat lives in my area. He lives in my neighborhood.
Hello,
My
Ronin.
neighbor.
Can you say something?
And then don't be
Yeah, talk, friends, talk.
Gavin Manassi,
Shy,
I
don't
don't
put
think
your
you've
tongue.
aged 1 year since I saw you last. It's not normal.
He hasn't.
When did I see? But I saw you how long ago? Like
About
10 years.
30 years ago.
No, was it? I think your son's bar mitzvah in Israel.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
How long is
saying
that?
you look the same as high school, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We're missing like
Teen
Lisa
therapy.
Krieger and Nikki. The whole, quite a few people
Yeah, a
missing.
lot of people.
A lot, yeah. Huh?
Hello, Mr. Rockland. How are you, boy?
The Brady.
Oh,
Good, you?
hi, Grant.
Good.
Oh, hi, David Sassoon. How are you? Lovely to see you again, David Sassoon.
Yeah, nice to see you. I'll have what she's having.
Just a dose of normal me.
Hi, everyone. Cheers.
Bye
Is
from
Ronin
Aussie.
still on the call?
You can't say goodbye. Here's Jono.
Okay,
Oh, where's
great
Jono?
to see you.
He's just come back on. Hello,
Yeah.
Jono.
Hello, killer.
Oh, there's Shana.
Are you coming on Thursday night?
I'm gonna have to say yes now that I've just been put on the spot.
Well, we were looking to the side. I was wondering if you were trying to get permission.
I don't have to. I need to ask permission from my kids. I need to know if I'm going to embarrass them on Friday morning or what.
Your twins are great. They won't be embarrassed.
Now I'm sure we could pull a few of those off.
So
Isn't
tell
it?
us where you are, what you do.
So I'm still in Jersey. I'm in insurance and investments. Been doing it for 20 plus years. Been married for 20 years. I can't even believe I lasted that long.
Don't know how my wife did it, but fuck, she's done well. Got twin boys. They're both in matric this year. So as I suppose most know, year's a hell year for everyone. Easy for me, but well, I'm taking a bit of strain. Trying to get two kids that very similar to how I was in matric, so very tough for her. But listen, life in Josie is good, and we carry on, and it's great. So lucky to see everyone. Lots of familiar faces that I haven't seen in ages. Lots of that still very much in contact with. That we still got a WhatsApp group called the Lads, as the guys have found, comprising of I reckon probably 12, 15 of us from and we're also very much in contact, which is great. But good to see everyone.
It's great to see everyone. I'm going to run, Brett. Let's try and get you to
5
sleep
minutes
on
and then I'm
Thursday
going to
night.
log us off.
Hey everyone. Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Good seeing everyone.
John, thanks for coming back on.
Great seeing you.
Not Australia.
Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Ciao, Avi.
Good night.
Sweet dreams.
Thanks, everybody. Good to see you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.
Okay.
Night, night.
I don't know.